You're gonna have to let.
All right. Am I live now?
Yes, you are. There's a live
Oh,
button on the up there.
okay.
Go for it.
Um, Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of One Global Movement. If it is Sunday, it is fun time, special time with One Global Movement. I want to apologize for starting late. As you know, we are learning some of these technologies and IT. I, for one, I am learning it for my first time, even though as an adult. So, but with the help of Aunty Lynn and Briddy, I am able to do this. I'm really sorry for the lateness, but thank you all so much for coming. You're gonna have fun. We're gonna have the special guest for the day because of our difficulties in trying to figure out the time zone. So he is going to join us in 5 minutes. Please bear with us, but he is coming with great content, and prepare your questions. He's going to go through O Connect, O Mail, O Nets, and all the good stuff that he can teach us today, so that we can begin to prepare for that moment. So it always says it's good to stay ready rather than waiting. I can see Marty Digamo. Welcome, Marty Digamo. Oh, let me see. Maybe I'm reading something else. So it's good to stay ready before the actual moment comes, because when O Connect is being launched out there, we have to stay ready and ready to fly, so that together we can go around the world and impact lives. So why one global movement? One global movement is a movement that educates, empower, inspire, and uplift others, youths, particularly our young girls, so that they can use what we teach them, what we talk about, the fun time that we have, to begin to build themselves, have that protection that they need. It's called a protective alarm that they need in order to protect themselves, so that they can build themselves up well, they thrive, building generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. And when we say particularly young girls, we cannot leave the young boys out. I think we cannot leave the young boys out. We need to do it all round. And even so, we cannot still leave the parents out. The parents have to also be included in this, because when you educate a young girl, you don't educate the young boy. The tendency is that they're still going to interact. So when we do that, we have to do it on both ends. But when we still educate the young boy and the young girl without educating the parents, it becomes difficult, because they will still go back to the same place, and whatever it is that they are struggling with will still continue. So it is our pleasure and our humility to educate the entire family. And through ONPASSIVE has given us the platform. ONPASSIVE has blessed us, so that when time comes, we can take these high quality products and go around the world and educate others. So our speaker for today, our special speaker, Collins Manna, is soon going to be in the studio here to take over from us, from me and my co-host and the others. So while we are waiting for him, I just want to keep thanking you guys for coming. Hi, Mr. John Barilla. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Joseph Kefo. Thank you guys for coming. And Cecilia Namwanza, if I don't pronounce your names well, please pardon me. Thank you for coming. I want to really appreciate you guys for taking the time to be here today, because it is something that is in your heart. And if you did not have that in your heart, you will not leave your family, other responsibilities, to be with us here today. John Perilla, I think it was marked 12 p.m., but what do I know, especially with DSC, but at any rate, I'm here. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm glad that you figured that out. It was like I said from the beginning, it was difficult. Oh, Collins is here. Wonderful. Our special guest is here. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I almost had a heart attack, if not of Aunty Lynn to figure out these things. But thank God that we are here to pick one another up. And ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for the day, Mr. Collins, Manna from the United Kingdom, is here. You want to pay attention. You don't want to miss anything that is going to drop out of the mouth of this champion, because he knows what he's talking about. It is in his veins. He's going to teach us, go through some of these products with us. Prepare with your questions, bombard him. He is here for all of us. He is that sweet. He is good. So thank you so much for coming, bro.
Thank you, Yvonne.
I can exit the screen because I'm not an active speaker. So what you can do, Yvonne, is
remove.
Yeah, you don't really need me. I think just remove me. I would say then you won't have to see me. It's better to remove me. So
okay, let me remove you. Okay, and let me see here. Yes, welcome, bro. Yes, the floor is yours. One Global Movement. Before you came, I was just telling the audience that I apologize for coming late in the first place because I was trying to figure out all of these things with the help of Aunty Lynn. And the One Global Movement is here to educate, to inspire, to encourage, to empower our youth with a focus on the young girls. But we cannot focus on the young girl without focusing on the young boy. And we cannot even focus on the young girl and the young boy without focusing on the entire family, because together we can educate these children by also educating the parents. So ONPASSIVE, through Mr. Ash Mufara, has given us that platform, has given us what we need to make these dreams come true for us. And so you are here now. The floor is yours. Take it away, brother.
Thank you, Yvonne. I just want to greet everyone who is in the house, both founders and guests and future resellers. That the time is coming and the time is already here. So can you hear me, Yvonne?
All right. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So the time has already come, and at this point in time, there is no excuse. Mr. Ashmufara built this company, or this monster of a company, for humanity. And the platform is equal. The opportunity is equal. It's enormous. There is no way you can miss it, And if you choose to be out of it, then it's your fault. You can't blame anyone. Like my mom always said something. He said, when you are young as a child, growing under, you are underprivileged. You can blame your parents for not doing anything. But when you grow up and you have that opportunity and you didn't take it, then you have to blame yourself, not your parents anymore. Because they gave you the opportunity, you refuse. So you can't sit back and be licking your wounds and saying, my dad, my mom didn't take care of me, they didn't educate me. You are not the only one. So when opportunity is present before you, please take it. Like the way Richard Branson said, he said, when a good opportunity is presented before you, jump in and then start to learn. Don't stay out and then question. Jump in, then start to learn. And we've heard from our great Warren Buffett, who said, he said, if you cannot make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Yes. That's the statement. If you cannot make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. And one of the things I always try to talk before I dive into ONPASSIVE, you look at the way the world is moving now. We've moved from industrial, from agricultural age. We went to the industrialization. And now we went even to commercial. But now we are in the technological era, where if you don't move according to time, you'll be left behind. So the time is moving very fast, and you must move according to time. I always said human beings, the way God created us, He created us as a dynamic people. It didn't create us as a static person. Once you stay static, you will always remain where you are. You must embrace change. for you to be able to grow. Like yesterday in Papua New Guinea, there was one thing I said. This again from my mom. He said, never you pray for life to be easy, because life will never get easy. But pray that in the difficult time, you must be successful.
Yes.
Pray for success in difficult time. That's what my mom always told us, because life will never be easy. Things change. But now we're talking about Mr. Ashmofra bringing reverse engineering, where it's making things easy, simplify for us. Yes, it's technology. But you can't tell me you cannot use the system. What can I do? No. We are all in the banking age where people used to write checks. They go, sometimes you go to the cashier, they look at the book and they remove your money. They say, this is the amount. Now they automate everything. Until now we have credit card. Look at our parents. Now they can use their bank card, go to cash machine and withdraw cash. It tells you that time have changed. People have just moved from the check time, the paper, and the world is going paperless. And it will go more and more. But the best thing is learn as you are in it, because the more you are in this world, you must learn. If you refuse to learn, that's where you'll be stagnated and no one will help you. You can't blame anybody. Now, this is ONPASSIVE for us. They've built the whole ecosystem. We didn't sweat to do this. We paid only $97. I can call it only $97 because what I used to tell a lot of founders, I said, for you to become a founder in an IT company is not a joke, because it's always family-owned business. Look at it. We can talk about Microsoft, owned by the Bill Gates family, Tesla, owned by Elon Musk. There is no founders, because for someone to build an IT company, knowing that he can be the world richest man and say, you know what, I don't want to be greedy. I want founders to come so they can share in this banquet. And we said, no, we don't want to share. This is the best thing you can get. I always tell somebody, I said, if you know how much IT company are making, nobody will tell you. If you can just smell it, only smell it, you will know that it's really crazy. And if they open the door, the smallest IT company open the door, I said, come in as a founder for nothing. You said no. It means you are making a big mistake, because all the businesses that we are craving for, the light, all those glitters, I always say the glitters are not gold. Look at the platform you are using. Who are those building that platform? It's IT company.
Yes.
They pay them to build the platform, and they open now a raw diamond. They said, don't go to that tail and come to the source of IT, where we will build that solution, put it out there for medium, small, medium, and large corporation. They will use this solution. And you said, no, you don't want to be part of it. Look at old staff. Sometimes we look at the monetization of ONPASSIVE. Look at old staff. Who are those to use old staff? They are all maybe human resource. Every company in this world needs human resource software. Old staff is there for them. Look at accounting. All the firms, they need accounting software because people are tired of writing, thinking about this. They make the simplified solution for you to do your taxation and everything. Accounting is there. Look at our marketplace, commerce, mart. It is there. And all these things, they will sell it. ONPASSIVE will put it out there. There's a ready market. Look at Academy. We're talking about, I think they estimate that in 2027, the online study application platform will hit trillions of dollars. Now we're talking about 350 billion market cap for all online. We know them. We've used some of them. To study is not easy. You pay and pay and pay. Now we're talking about Academy coming to take market share of that money, that part. That is one application, one product of ONPASSIVE. When Mr. Ashmofra said, we will be part of the ecosystem. The ecosystem is massive. There are things that we don't even know, both physical and digital products, everything in there for us, So let's look at this. Now, today was about O-mail. When it starts, that Yvonne called me, said, Collins, can you talk about O-mail? Let's look at O-mail. O-mail is just one product. As a founder, have you taken a look on our O-mail, a free product? Most companies with mailing system, what do? They have both comprehensive one, which is paid product, and they have the free version. The free version is the one we dive in. They are all limited, because if you want to do limited upload or download, you have to pay. Or tell you your gigabyte is you don't have free space. If you want to have more space, pay for it. you know. So you look at our own mail, it's complete, even more than a mailing system. You know, we're talking about audio, video mailing is there. There's no one with video mailing. We have video mailing. It's not a secret because it's out there. Those who are registering, they are coming, you know, in their numbers into the ecosystem, registering for ONPASSIVE for free. What are they seeing? They are seeing mail, the same like all of us. Video mailing. Life is so easy. Life is so good because you can call, you can send email now to your grandma by video. You say, look at my hand is pain. Maybe you've been writing letters, you've been talking, and they are not really understanding of what you are saying. You said, okay, I will send you a video of myself. Look at my hand, look at my face. They say, oh, my daughter, my son, you are really sick. I can see it now. And they can respond without typing because not everybody is educated. They somehow simplify it by giving us a mailing system called video mailing. You have audio to text, text to audio, you know. So you speak and the system writes it for you, you know, and you can just press a button, the system read it again for you, read your letter. So how many times, sometimes your CEO will send you a lot of, you know, script and you can't just read it. You say, no, I'm really tired of. You push a button and the whole software read your mail completely for you with clear understanding. Spam free. You know, we don't need spam. Do you need spam folder? No, because AI is doing the work. AI is come with its own security that can block everything, every spam. You know, we even have more functionality within it. Have we looked at our settings? You have log folder. Imagine you own a business. All of us on ONPASSIVE will have a business, right? In that business, maybe your secretary will be managing your mail because sometimes you don't want to read, you don't want to see them read your mail. You can say, all right, every mail coming from Yvonne, every mail coming from A, go to my log folder. You can designate the mail and push it to your log folder by going to the settings and set it up and say, I want every mail go from this person going to this site. It is there in your setting. You create a log folder. All the mail coming will go to that log folder having a special password, and only you can enable it and read all the mails because maybe they are mail that you want it to be secured because your secretary is controlling your mail. You know, all the other mails go to the, and you can manage your folder the way you want. You can set, you know, read receipt, you know, confirmation. So you send an email and you request for read receipt, that the person, when the person click that button, say yes, acknowledge that I've read this email. So it's just come back and fire to your email that this person have read it, not received. The person have read the email. The system will notify you straight away. Depending on how you want to manage it, it is there in the setting. We're talking about mail analytics. It is there. It tells you everything about your mails, you know, the arrangement, the how many mails you received so far in a year or months or thousands of years, all the mails that you've deleted, or everything. It's just so, all the folders that you've created. It tells you, analyze your mail, the way you use your mail, your inbox. It is there in the settings. You know, there are a lot. You can mail follow up. You know, I've sent a mail. I can say, all right, I want to follow up this email. Make sure, right, you know, Sister Yvonne, Tuesday, I said, all right, every time, notify Yvonne about this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, boom, the system will notify you and you get notification straight that this mail, you have not done something. You need to follow up. You need to do that. We have all those, and more are still coming within OMail. OMail is like, it's like something, it's the magic card. It's like a magic card. You can, I know there are other functions, we can say it here and here. So we are above market level. This, the one that I'm giving, I'm saying now, they are all functions that other emails don't have. I don't want to say things that the other ones have, because if you look at other emails, this one will have this one don't have it, this one, but on ONPASSIVE, everything you can put all the emails you've used. We can call their names. You go, this one will have this, but this one doesn't have this. And if you want those functions, maybe they are all comprehensive where you have to buy it, you have to pay for it. But all these features I'm calling, they don't have it. Even the comprehensive version don't have it. You know, so we are talking about a monster of an email. Marketers, just every businesses will die for email. Our mailing system, it is free. You know, who will want to pay for a comprehensive version? Meanwhile, you have it all in OMail. So they are coming in their numbers, whether we like it or not. Businesses are coming. When Mr. Ashmovara sit back and he's so happy looking at what we have ONPASSIVE have developed so far, and more are still coming. More features will be added. It will not stop there. It will be coming. By the time they want to catch us, we are already 2, 3, 4 years above again, because we have those who are there brainstorming every day, looking at it and say, they need to brainstorm. We need to come up with more features. We already have it. So Mr. Ashmore Farah always think ahead. What can we do? We have the innovation lab. They sit there to brainstorm about new functionality, about new things. What can we do? How do we transform things? How do we make things better? I read someone said artificial intelligence was there before. I say, yes, it has been there for decades, but it was not utilized because the technology was not there to utilize artificial intelligence. A lot of people say, they build it, they tried it, use it a little bit, but it was not fully utilized like the way we are using it now in ONPASSIVE. This is the time for artificial intelligence. It has been there, existing. But at that time, you cannot just sit back and say, yes, artificial intelligence was there. What was the technology behind? The code, to write the code. There was no tool to write artificial intelligence code. So you cannot even build it. Don't have to think about it. But then you need to go and sit and develop those tools that you can use. Because artificial intelligence is a code. But if you don't have the tool to write the code, it's like, that I can mold a block, but you don't have the tool to mold that block. You don't have it. And maybe some of the tools you've tried to manage cannot give you the design, the perfect shape of the block you want to use to build your house. That is the thing. People always said, oh, there is something here. It was there, but the tool was not there to do it. And now we come now, if you look at it, there are modern tools. If I ask someone, I said, when they start development IT, Mr. Ashmore Farah, they call it Visual Basic. That's what they used to build. They used to build software. Visual Basic was not really good code. They were just there to manage, like, okay, write something, right? And most of those, like, you can call some of the top IT company that has exist for decades. They use it to build. But now we are talking about JavaScript, Angular JS, Bootstrap, all of those things. That is the technology now. And a lot of people who don't really know, if you look at it, you Google it, you see this is the latest C#, C++. That's the thing they're using now. Those days it wasn't there. So that's the tool I'm calling now. How can you build an AI with Visual Basic? It will never work. Maybe you try will collapse. But now most of those companies who have used that technology, those I call it legacy, outdated technology, because at that time it was good. That's what they had before to do it. Like we're talking about modern buildings now. You cannot say those people those days, they tried their best to build what they built, the house. But when you look at the latest building, because we have latest technology to build like Burj Khalifa, the house like that. But if you ask yourself, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, was it possible to build that type of house? No, because there was no tool. That's the same with automation. The same with AI. It was there. They have it in mind, but they didn't have the technology to build that. But now, ONPASSIVE came at the right time with modern technology to even expand and explode, because this is the era of technology. When you can think it, you can do it. So we can go on and on and on, but Yvonne, I will leave it there for you to take it if there's any question.
Okay. Wonderful. I am so grateful that you took the time to really bring this out, because One Global Movement is here to pick up the child very young and talking about this era of technology. What you have done is so wonderful. It is left for us now. Let us begin to bring our children. This is what is going to change the trajectory of their lives in the technological world, as well as their family life, educational life, and social life. It is so important that we bring our children to come here so that when they watch these professionals talking, then they begin to ask questions. And one of the questions that people always say but this is technology. How are these kids? These kids are going to be glued to gadgets instead of being glued to human beings. How is this going to happen? Can you please answer that question for the audience? Thank you.
Yeah, so if you look at it, like when I started, I said technology is moving very fast. Technology is a tool. You know, it's not something like, for instance, if you ask like most of the gadget, I don't even know how to use some of the gadget. But when it comes to building software, I have a broad understanding on how software is being built. And that is the side we have to encourage the youth, you know, young people to embrace it, to study it, you know, to have knowledge, because there is, you know, enormous advantage when it comes to that. It is like a vacuum. It's an untapped resources. Let me put it that way. It's untapped. And all those children who are going now, not using the gadget like to play, but know how that gadget is being built. You know, what is the mechanism? What can I really do? Because those who build it, there's somebody, they were youth as well, and they grow up to do it, and now we are enjoying it. So they should ask themselves, because things are moving. Most of the other industry, they are all saturated. You know, they are saturated if we look at it, because it is moving now very, very fast. Most of the youth should start to think. I will say this. I have a young girl study biomedical sciences, had a degree, first class honor, very good degree. You know, it's a child, you know, I raised and everything. You know what? 3 months ago, tell me, you know what? I don't really like what I'm doing. You know, I don't want to work in the laboratory. I don't want it. Very intelligent. They offer masters. He said no. I said, so then what do you want to do? He said, you know what? I want to go into IT. I said, so do you want to go back to uni to study? Because you are really young. You are just 10 to 21. You still have time in front of you to do it, if that's what you want to do. I was just like encouraging. He said, no, I can do it on my own. I said, really? He said, yes. He said, I just want your advice. I said, all right, I will tell you what you need to do. So just tell me, have you made your research? He said, I've made my research. I want to do UX design. I said, yeah, that's good. Mr. Ashmura talk about UX, user interface. Even Hyderabad, you know, they've hired a lot of designers to design the interface like what we're seeing here. She did that for 1 month and she got the qualification. He said, no, I want to go further again. Though she was working with British guys, he said, I want to go further again. I said, so what do you want to do? He said, I don't want to end up as UX designer. There is still more to that, because she met another friend, a young girl who is a front-end developer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she was moved to see a young girl of her age working, and that. So she said, you know what? She called me. I said, so what do you want to do? He said, no, I'm doing HTML and CSS. I said, go for it. 1 month after she did those two, I'm still coming. He said, I will not stop there. I said, okay, do Python so you can become, if you do Python, you can do reporting in IT, and they're looking for data scientists, because data scientists, they do a lot of Python coding. She looked at Python, she did, say, no, you know what? I want to be a front-end developer. So I said, all right, if you want to do it, add JavaScript. She did JavaScript. 3 days ago, I was just lying my couch. She sent me a website built by this little girl. JavaScript, everything. I said, you know what? Now, I just said, I was moved. I said, you can get a job. You can get a job as a junior front-end developer now. She did it on her own. No school, nothing. She just went, register online, follow online. That's online study we are talking about. You know, online. And now she is building. And I said, this is really beautiful. She said, no, I've not stopped. I'm still building. I can show. It's just that if I display here, you guys will not see it. She built it on her own online study application. Anywhere she goes now, she can get a job. Because now she is a UX designer. She's HTML5, the highest HTML5, CSS, cascading side where they give you all the design, and now JavaScript, the dynamic display. When you click a button, the site changes. That is JavaScript running behind. I was moved. Honestly, I was like, my God. I said, I wish a lot of young people can see this. Someone who is so determined, sit quietly in a room and build a website within 3 months of study. So this is the side I'm saying, young people, they have the brain. They shouldn't occupy themselves with a lot of things, because their head is still fresh. Their mind is still fresh. Nothing is just there. You know, you can change whatever you have studied. And if you don't like it, you seem like you don't like it. Look at someone who is a biomedical scientist, move into IT, because he said, I don't want to stay and do because she hates repetitive job. Like myself, I don't like repetitive things. I just like challenging things, something I'm just going in, just crack my head and come up with solution. That's what I like. And the same, this little guy said, just do it. Sky is your limit. And this is the thing I will encourage young people, go into it. Go into IT because it's a virgin ground, you know.
Thank you.
And that's the answer I'll give Sister Yvonne.
Thank you so much, because this is so amazing, because you know, a lot of our girls, even me, including me, depending on the generation, we are being limited to certain careers in life. IT is one of them that is meant for the man. We have this mentality. Sometimes it's not even just because of the era or of our parents, it's our own limited belief. Me myself, I'm guilty, because sometimes even to press the button, I'm like, it's like if I press it, something is going to happen or the computer is going to break. And so we have this limiting belief that IT is just for the man. And here you are talking, telling us this brilliant story of this little brilliant girl. And I am just hoping that our parents and adults who are here, take these to your children. Let us begin to educate them, to tell them that, you know what, whatever you believe in, you can do it. When you have that determination, persistence, and take that action, you can do it. The sky is your limit. Why not go to the moon instead of just going to the star? Go to the moon, and you can do this. You can do it. So our young girls out there, you're listening to these, get into IT. It is the order of the day. It is the era. Things are changing for the better, and let us move with the changing times without being limited by anybody. So thank you so much for bringing this example of this little girl. And what other things can you really, because this platform, One Global Movement, is so much about the youths, and even the parents. The parents sometimes they will be like, I can take it from my mother. When my son is just, the brain is ticking like yours, Brother Collins, he's on the computer doing one thing or the other. If he's home here, I'm so happy. Fortunately, he came home last night for 1 week of spring break, so he's going to help me, and I'm going to push him on this thing, because he is a founder too. And so without my son, I am so limited. My mom is like, oh, don't go on that computer. They said bad things happen there. And he's there, but he's doing good things. He's doing good things. So what can you tell the parents out there who are limiting these children, nurturing these children in the way? And I know they don't understand. It's because of their own upbringing and their background. That is what they're using, what they have. I am also doing what I have, what I've known. And so what can we tell our parents, especially with ONPASSIVE, that is putting all these security measures in place for our children, doing everything as opposed to what we've seen in the world? What can you tell these parents?
Yeah, so the advice I'll give, like, parents, you know, they should really be open to a lot of things and listen more to their children. Because the more you shout or you try to scold them, they hide a lot of things from you. But when you sit and you say, okay, that's good, you know, but you can do this, you know, sometimes you try to look into their brain, what they are thinking and what they make them your friend instead to make them your enemy. Because the more you are friend to them, they will be free to tell you. And when you know what they want to do, you can guide them. You can really guide them along the path. You can say, all right, you can show them example of people who've done A, B, C, D, D and failed. You know, I said, if you do this, how many people will you meet? Most of these people, they have done this, and they didn't really succeed. But you can change and then guide them within things that they are doing. And if you are a parent, you are on passive, open it to your children, because it's a well of knowledge. Sometimes say, come and sit here, look, you have ONET here, because you know the ONET is built by design, where there is nothing like all the other social media applications where you'll be seeing terrible things, people putting terrible pictures. Mr. make it clear that you do it, you'll be kicked out. AI will just identify it and kick you out, because it is a place of knowledge, a place of where you can meet people and share ideas. It's not a place where you can come and be putting things that will not be of beneficial to anybody. Ask yourself, when you're in ONET, you want to put something, write something. You must ask yourself, how will this, inspire someone who is reading what you've put. Because it's about inspiration, telling your stories, so people can learn from what you have done and they can be better. And this thing is just for everybody, and even the kid. We are talking about Create coming soon. It's a website builder. Did is there. The children can play with it, play with everything, and behold, they will know a lot of things. If they come into ONPASSIVE, you give them that chance, open it, they will know more than us. Because there's a lot of things they can do, not only the monetary part, but the knowledge part. Academy is coming very soon. What would they do? It will be free for those who are ONPASSIVian. It will be good for them. They can learn. I'm even waiting for Academy to come for me to even learn more. To go to all those I know modern technology coming, looking at it, because someone asked me, Collins, when will you stop learning? I said, maybe till the day I die. Because knowledge is just something, and when I learn something, it's so beautiful. Last time I was talking to Bra Oliver this morning, and we're chatting about something. I said, I stumbled. Yesterday I was just like studying, because when I sit on my private time, I study. I said, I stumble on something, and it makes sense. When someone have just come up with a new theory, he said they should stop in IT industry. They should stop giving estimation, because the customer take it as a definite date instead of an estimation. Because we know when you estimate, it can go wrong. So he said the man wrote those theory, and I really buy with it. He said in IT industry, estimation is always wrong. That's what the man said. So they were comparing with the other person who write the other philosophy of estimation. We are not going against, but we look at it, the time spent to estimate software building, it can take a day. You spend wasted 9 hours of your time to estimate something that will even go wrong. Why don't you take that time to build it and tell the customer, wait, I'm building it, it will come out, but I cannot estimate, because majority of the time estimation is wrong. It can be less, it can be high. And then I put myself in that situation where they've asked me to estimate how long it would take to test a software, because I'm a QA engineer. How long it would take to test a software. I look at it, because I didn't know what to say. I look at it, it's a new application. I said it will take 2 weeks. Everyone was shouting, why 2 weeks? The developer will take one week to build it. I said, because I have to test their function, and I have to test other function that I know this software will impact them. For instance, if you give me mail to check, Mr. Andra come to me and say, Collins, how long will it take to check mail? I'll say it will take 1 month. Why 1 month? I say yes, because when you integrate it, maybe it will break Connect. We don't know what will happen to Connect. We don't know what will happen to Trim. I have to check the whole mail, and I have to check Connect. I have to check everything there, and the whole OES. So you don't just check one thing, you leave it, say, wow, it's good. What if the thing have break another thing? And that is the thing you start to think now, crazily. Your head's just spinning. And when you say that, they say, yeah, so estimation is always wrong. What if you see a lot of defects and you cannot give the customer because it's defect? You have to go back and fix it. So just to go to that, it is a very good feel for children, because it makes them to think out of the box. It makes them to really think, because there are times that you see it is challenging, but just imagine like Yvonne, you build something out of nothing and it makes the world go crazy. You sit back, you look the work of your hand, and people are jumping, they are smiling, they are going crazy. How do you feel? I've been in that situation where we build software for one of the health services. Do you know that very software they use to administer? When the patient, the nurse was looking, I look at her and say, oh, no, even though I was in pain, but I felt good that this is what I checked, this is what I did, and now they are using it now for me.
Yes.
And this is the thing we're telling a lot of children, come on, get into it. There is nothing, you cannot break anything. If you break it, they'll fix it. You break it, they'll fix. Don't be afraid to click a button. Don't be afraid. Just click it. That's what Mr. Ashmara wants from us. Click it, break it, they'll fix it.
Yes.
Don't be afraid if they put it navigate, because you are there to find all those errors. If you don't do it, the customer, those who are not in ONPASSIVE, they check it and they see it. It will be really, don't be afraid. Even anywhere you are, they give you a software, click it. Don't be afraid to click it. Nothing will happen. It will not kill anybody. That's the only thing I will say.
That is so wonderful. I really am so grateful for this. I give you kudos. Thank you so much because there's a lot and a lot and a lot here. You're talking about the craziness, how this thing. I'm not an IT person, but when I think about what you're saying and relate it to what Mr. Ashmofara is saying, and even to the company, sometimes I wake up at night and I jump, and I don't even know for what reason, and I'm just happy, just happy. And sometimes they'll be like, mommy, why are you just why are you just happy just like that? I am just happy with what you're doing, because I think this is going to add on those jumps for me, because just knowing, considering my background, knowing what I've gone through, where I come from, and meeting all these things as an adult, it is really crazy. But the craziness is a positive craziness. And, I'm grateful that my son grew up in this, and he's taken to all of these things. And I know, like yesterday, during a Wow Women yesterday, there is this young girl. She was talking about IT, very young. She's a child. I can give birth to her. She was talking about IT. I'm like, wow, this is so wonderful, because she is going to encourage a lot of youth, particularly the young girls, that we feel some limitation, that we cannot do this, or we can break something, or like me, that is afraid to click this button. Aunty Lynn can testify, because I'll be like, Aunty Lynn, are you sure you want me to click here? Because I'm afraid this thing, something can happen. And then Briddy, I said, Briddy, please, you do it. You are the young brain. You're the IT person. You do it. So a lot of things, and this is not just for the young or the youths or the young woman. It's also for me as a parent. It's also for all of us, because what you said is, click it, fail your way to success. Because without those failures, you can go and build something huge, and when the failure comes, it's going to come at the top, and it will all crash down, when we could have taken that time to really do it and fail it. Because no business succeeds without failing. A good business that lasts for posterity, like this ONPASSIVE. I'm sitting here and talking and laughing. I don't know what you guys are doing behind the scene. I don't know. But I know that there are people that God has lined up for me, that are working for me. And I am just so grateful, especially for Ash Mufara, because this is like a dream come true for a young girl who wanted an education so bad, so that she can empower herself and also empower other young girls who were going through the same situations like me, who never made it in life. And so with Academy, with all of this product, whether I like it or not, I will study them. I am going to take it to the world. Hello, Jean. Yes, without failures, challenges, we cannot grow like a sprout pushing up through the earth. You nailed it, Jean. That is so true. And now I have learned, because I was told that, oh, you will never amount to anything. But now I realize that, oh, yes, I can amount to something. Me, speaking on stages like these, international stages, and now with ONPASSIVE, with all pros, all tech, with all the engineers in Hyderabad and all over the world. I can't even call their names, because I am so excited and so overwhelmed and grateful with what I am seeing, because one global movement is out to reach to all corners of the globe, to all the children, into families, so that they know what this is coming, because this is what we need. We have had things like this, but it was not up to the standard, if I may say. Not criticizing, but this is just the truth. They will suck the money out of you, and then suck the life, because you end up being frustrated. You don't know what to do. But with Ash Mufara bringing this, God, we put our hands together for that man and his family, and those of you who are out here, Brother Collins, educating, and encouraging us. And you're going to come here again and again. I'm sorry that everybody's going to be pulling you, but we're going to pray for you. You're not going to be tired. We will just keep coming, and we will cook too, because this platform is all about cooking too, to feed, because if you don't feed people, a hungry man is an angry man. We're going to be cooking all over the world to feed people, because when a child feeds, when you feed a child, they eat the right food. they will become healthy. They can focus on how to read. We are definitely going to take these to the wall. And I just want to thank you. Another thing that you say is that we don't have to estimate. You want to wait and take the time to do the right thing. The one thing that I love you for so much is because this is your field. You know what you're talking about. Even with Ash Mufara, when he asked you the question, you said, no, Ash, we need to do this. Maybe take a month or so to do this, because if we don't do that, this one will break, this one will fail, and then we'll come starting all over again. So estimation to the children out there, to the families, estimation has to wait, but we need to wait and take the right action to do the right thing. So now I am going to really have you, this is your day, talk about determination, because that is something that a lot of youth don't have. They don't have, because when you speak, you're inspiring a lot of people, because when you are not determined, first of all, taking that decision, being determined and being persistent with little action is what a lot of our children, our youths lack. Brother, this is for you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, you're talking about determination. In life, if you are not determined, you will fail. That's my principle. I always put it. If you are not ready for change or take action, you already failed. I can even give my little story before I even go to when I look at ONPASSIVE. If I look at my degree was in marketing, not even in IT. How do I come into IT? Because I hate marketing. I started as a science person with good A-level biology, chemistry, geology, in Cameroon. Came to Holland, study. Because of Dutch language, I decided to move into marketing, because my idea was, you know what? I had a friend who is a big marketer working with Orange Cameroon, one of the managers. So he encouraged me, Collins, you are really smart. I used to do, after my A-level, I used to do little research with the company, going maybe from Bamenda, traveling, within the Southwest and Northwest region, all of those. So yeah, it make money. Then came to Holland to study. I moved into marketing because I say, you know what, I just want to study quick, go to Cameroon and get a job. But I never knew that life will be different the way you think. Sometimes they say man propose, only God decide.
Yes.
So after that, I was like, after my degree, they asked me to do masters and even PhD. I refused because I was really like, my God, I've thrown all my science, everything away for marketing. So I didn't see myself in marketing but I was really good because I came out with a good degree, So when we moved to UK, I look at it. I went back and I worked a little bit with biomed. I worked in the laboratory for 2 years as assistant ATO practitioner in microbiology lab. So there's nothing you can talk about there. I don't know. But I was really like, no, this is not for me, because my idea was going back to my science. So I applied again to study biomedical science. They said, oh, you know what? The government, you cannot get grants from the university and blah, blah, blah. You have to go and borrow money. And I hate, because at that time, I'm still paying my school fees for a degree that I didn't even need. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. I moved and I work with bank, I work with Santander for some quite little years. I said, no, I'm not doing this. So I even introduced some of my friends who did finance in university. I said, look, you are wasting your time. The jobs here. I said, but Collins, why are you not going? I said, no, this is not what I want. Because my heart was still like, I have that burning desire. Applied again, study pharmacy, had the admission, but government said, no, they cannot sponsor you because you have to go and borrow money from the bank. One of the things in Europe is, if you've already studied, you cannot get sponsor again. You have to borrow yourself. You have to do it yourself. And it will be huge, because I don't know how I'll pay the loan. I'm still owing school fees. I said, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I started asking myself questions. I met this guy. I will never, may God even bless him. This guy too was also frustrated like me. He said, Collins, let's go and study IT. I said, IT what? He said, IT. I said, so do you need, I have to go back to university. He said, Collins, do you have a degree? I said, yes. He said, you can do it on your own. You don't need to go to any university. I said, so what do I need to do? He said, check what you want to do. I look at it. So he said, Collins, I'm going to business analyst. There's quality assurance. If you want, you like technicality, go into. So I said, can I have the book? He directed me where I can get the book. I took it self-study on my own. I started doing it, started the journey of IT. The first time I look at it, I said, no, I'm not doing anything. I put it, I said, this is too much. The guy said, Collins, you can do it. So I've never seen someone who is so motivated. He said, Collins, you can do it. That's what the guy told me. Every time I want to give up, he said, you can do it. It's like what I was just like, my God. So I pick all the pieces, study on my own, did my first certification, QA engineer, got it on my own. They asked me, after the man saw my grade, you know, he asked me in the center, the exam center, I said, are you working in the field, the industry? I said, no, yeah. He said, I know company always sponsor people to come and study this. How comes you did this on your own? I said, because I just want to find myself into IT. When I did it, I said, right. I went back to lab I was working, and then I had a second job, first line support in IT. I did first line support for 3 months as a contractor. I look at it, I said, this is really beautiful. Learned a lot of things, Active Directory. I said, this is really me. This is really me. I was just like, my God, this is really me. It's challenging, but I love it. Then few months later, I got QA. I jumped into QA. I came and I told my manager, I said, you know what? I'm moving into IT. I said, my God. So you move here. I said, all the money I've been working here, I've been using it to sponsor myself to find something big. And that is how I grow up into IT, getting a lot of certification, which some of them I can't even mention here. A lot, and grow until become a lead QA engineer on my own, self-studied. Yes. So what I'm saying here is, if you decide, you are determined, you are hungry for something, that you feel yourself, you find yourself unfulfilled, that what I'm doing is not me, because I was thinking medicine, but look at the way God drives me in something that, you know, still challenging. And I love it. I say, yes, not only you have that when they say, oh, the IT industry, it's not about money, it's about fulfillment. Yes. You know, you are fulfilled. And that's why sometimes I look at people, I said, if you stay somewhere, you said you want to be static, and you're doing something that you are unfulfilled, move. You can't be planted somewhere and you crying, you're licking out. Move, because there's a lot out there for you. Whatever field you want, that job fulfillment is there. Now, going back to ONPASSIVE, when I started the journey of ONPASSIVE, I knew it would take long. When I saw, you know, I joined ONPASSIVE, it was COVID. I don't even want to go down that story because it was really horrible. I joined ONPASSIVE. The person who introduced me ONPASSIVE didn't even know what is ONPASSIVE. It was said, Collins, there's something Go Founder. I said, what is Go Founder? Said, yeah. That time when I was working, I do a little bit of trading, crude oil. My money disappeared. One night I made a lot, then I lost a lot. One night, everything. But I look at it, it was my own mistake. I can't blame the system, because I thought, oh, I was really good, nothing can happen. But what happened? The system showed me that something can go wrong. I lost it all. So the next day, I joined ONPASSIVE. Just to show you how determined you can be, I joined ONPASSIVE. When that guy told me, I said, give me, I look at it. I said, do you know it? How much? He said, do I need to bring somebody? No. I said, because I don't like all these people calling you. I want to do stuff like this. No, I said, no, I don't want it. He said, no, Collins, but they told me. I said, who can explain to me? He said, I'll look for somebody, because the guy in US is really busy. I waited. I just went and I said, you know what, give me, I registered. The first video I stumbled on was Mike Ellis. I look at it, I said, wow, this is really good. This is really good. Then Mike Ellis was talking about the Go Founder and ONPASSIVE. I said, let me go and Google ONPASSIVE, because one of the things I like myself, I don't dwell on negativity. Good. You can't be negative until you forget it. I always go in and dive. I said, you know what? This person who built this thing, the person is not crazy. I know people will come, but this man is not crazy. I will look it for myself and I will judge for myself. I will not listen to nobody. So that's how I always do my thing. I listen to people. I don't listen to the voice around me. I said, if I go, I look at you, I trust you, I stick. If I don't trust you, I just shift, but I will never say anything negative. I look at it to ONPASSIVE. I call this guy. The guy is in you. I said, have you ever looked at that side? The guy said, no. I said, did you look at it? He said, no. I said, look, what I've just seen now is what we need. everybody. I said, if this man put this, I've never attended any webinar with Mr. Ash. I was just doing my research. I said, if this man, Mr. Ash, put this thing together, I know it's Ash Mofara, I've never seen his face. I said, this will be the biggest IT company mankind have ever seen. Yes. I will never forget that statement, and I still repeat it every day. There was no products, there was nothing, there was just the architecture behind the ONPASSIVE side. Those who know the old side, where there was nothing, you just have communication tool, all those tools. I put it together one-to-one, look at it. I said, my God, this is what we need. I started calling for, I registered, started calling for, come in. This is what you have been looking for. Come in. I said, don't even question me, just get in. I said, I don't know how long it will take, but I beat this thing. Honestly, this man cannot go wrong. That's what I said. I said, this man cannot go wrong. No IT company will go wrong. I said, if they shut this thing down, I'll say this man is really crazy. And here we are today with ONPASSIVE. The faith, the determination of founders, those who listen, even though I know a lot of people, they are still like, oh, because they are not plugging. Every day when I look at ONPASSIVE, I dive deep. I said, God, thank you very much. And I told that guy, I said, even if all the founders, they decide to take their money, I will stick with Mr. Ash. I said, I will stick with this man because I know if this man put this thing together, he will be the world richest man, and I don't want to miss it. And here we are today. Never ever have seen Mr. Ash and then I attend a webinar where Mr. Ash was there talking. Mr. Ash had never promised anything. I remember the statement. He said, I want to take you somewhere. If you stick with me, I will take you to a place that you will never ever imagine. That was Mr. Ash Mofara's statement. He said, I want to take you to the top. A man of little word. And I look at it, I said, what this man is saying, people don't get it. When you take a look at what he wants to build, and he called you to come in, I said, how many IT companies will even open their door knowing that they will be rich? They said, I want a founder. None of them. Very few have done it, and they did it, and we don't know their reason, you know. But every IT company is family-owned business. They pay peanuts to those who are working, and they get all the money. They said, oh, I want to be a philanthropist. How many people can you bless in the world? You cannot be everywhere. But imagine all the IT company should have opened their door and said, let me even give little peanuts so you can go and help. The world would have been a better place. Not like you have to teach people how to fish. Open it. Like we talk about Microsoft. Don't go and say, I want to be philanthropy in India. I want to create this. I want to do that. Open your company. Said, I want 100 founders, those who can come, even for nothing. Give them something. See how, that is the only way you can transform human being. Yes. And what Mr. Ash Mofara did, that is total blessing. Even the old blessed product survey is understatement. The blessing that founders will generate, except you are really a wicked or a greedy person. I don't know if you are, but what is coming? I don't think there is no. I told one guy, I spoke to one guy, he said, Collins, I've suffered too much. I don't think I'll give anybody. I said, you know what? You'll be the most greedy person. And what I will tell you today, if you eat that money, God forbid, all of us will not live. You will live on this planet Earth forever. If we die and you die and go without blessing somebody, a stranger will sit on that money. I said, I've seen it. Stranger, you die and the stranger will inherit your property. So you cannot take the money and go. You cannot take the house and go. Somebody will still own it. So what have you really done to yourself? Bless people. Go out and bless. And if you don't give it, taxman will take it and give it to those you don't even know. So that's the only thing I will throw in, Sister Yvonne. Take it over from me.
Thank you so much. A lot of great things. You know, I don't even know which one to start with, but I am always...
We can't see you. I can't see you.
Oh, okay. Let me come.
It's Lynn there. We can't see nobody. I can't see anybody. Yeah. So Lynn, if you can leave it like this, that's much better. So we can see our sister Yvonne and all the beautiful faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm manipulating, you see? I'm doing it. So you've said a lot of great things, but I am going to start from education. Education is what changed my life. And I'm going to just give a synopsis of my story and how I got brought up to this point. Growing up as a little 11-year-old, there were a lot of things that were coming against me, and particularly from somebody that you look up to as a father, you know, and I don't blame him because the way the global world is, certain things make parents to act in certain ways, not because they want to do that, but since importance is placed on the male child rather than the female child, and I know it's all over the world, even right here in the United States, we're still fighting for women's rights, which is something that is supposed to be there. We were born with those rights. But as this little year-old girl, all I wanted was an education, because I realized that through a one-time TV show, education was what was going to take me to freedom and success. And that education did. I was hungry for education. They sent me to primary school. I wanted a secondary school. I wanted high school. That was still not enough. I wanted university. And being the only female child in this little village of less than 100 people, it was an abomination to educate a female child. The thing for the female child was marriage, childbearing, and homekeeping. And so I became the very first female child in more than 10 years with a bachelor's degree. What saved me was an education. And I continued by some supernatural power. I am now in the United States, where I still further that education, because education. And a lot of things happen when a lot of women are skeptical because of this IT. They said, I will not have time for this. I will not have time for this. My children, my house, my husband. But here's the good news. When you are in the IT business, when you are in the IT world, especially with the kind of way that Mr. Ashmufara and our leaders and our team are building this thing, you will actually get to stay home more with your children and your family, and you do those things that you want to do. You do the things at your own convenience. So you work from home. That is the number one important reason. So do not be afraid. You, the girls, the young girls out there, do not be afraid to join this IT if that is what is in your heart to do, because we were created with unique gifts. Not one, not two, not three. God created us with a lot of good things. Look at what Mr. Ash is doing. Sometimes I just look at him. I'm like, what kind of a man is this? What kind of a man is this? But all I can do is to pray and bless him with the mantle for my grandmother. I said, this man is one of those men that my grandmother predicted long ago. My grandmother is watching us from heaven now. Predicted long ago that with the kind of way that God has created you, you will not be able to live in this village, because they will not want a female child that is so pushful and so determined like you. If I die, you move out of this place, but continue to empower, to educate children, particularly the female child in the world. Take it to all corners of the globe. And I put in my mind that I will build schools all over, starting from that village. And they will beat me up and said, how are you going to build schools? You're so poor. Your mother doesn't even have anything. How are you going to do that? But today, this is what my grandmother predicted, is Mr. Ashmufara lining my path, not only me and others. And it will be so wrong. It will be a crime against humanity for me not to take this to all corners of the globe, because I am going to be a symbol of all those children, those young girls that went through the same things that I went through, and they are no more. And now I have to give it to all children of the world. I have to do it. It's a responsibility until I die. And I'm just so happy because I speak with a lot of passion, because out of nowhere, out of grass to grace. And now I'm using IT because of ONPASSIVE, because of this one man that my grandmother blessed me with that I never knew. And God answered those prayers. And now I am here today. So you will have the advantages of staying at home. When you are into ONPASSIVE, you will stay at home and still take care of your children, still cook those delicious meals, still clean, still do other things. And the way this thing has been set up is so easy that you don't even need to stress out. And then you also have financial freedom when you are in ONPASSIVE. Be you a founder or a retailer, guess what? Maybe you even come in and even be more than me, because I'm still trying to manipulate the buttons. That's why I'm always behind Collins. Brother Collins, please. I know that I bother him a lot, but I'm the kind that if I don't get what I want, I don't quit it. I will still be there. And so you will have that financial freedom, because when our children, particularly the young girl, has that financial freedom, you will not put the burden on your husband or on some family or families or your community. You will not put the burden on the government. You will be able to contribute to the global economy, to your national economy. You will be able to educate your children the way they need to be educated. So you're going to have that financial freedom. And then you're going to be self-sufficient, because a lot of times we don't have, right? We are forced to go ask, go beg. Some of us will be beggars on the streets, not because we want to, but because we don't have. But when you heard it from the pro's mouth, you heard it from Brother Collins' mouth, when you join this thing, you will be so self-sufficient that now you begin to give it to other people. But the question now is, are we going to have that God-given heart? Like Mr. Ashmafara says, we want to uplift humanity, but you cannot uplift humanity without a heart. Are we going to be able to have that good heart that Mr. Ashmafara has gotten to be able to bless all of us? Are we going to do that? We need to do that. For me, I would do it, because the position that I stand today, looking at my background, where I come from, that is not the position that I would have imagined in my wildest dream that I was going to be in. But that is what I am going to be doing. We are self-sufficient because charity begins at home. You help yourself so that you will be able to dig deep into your own self and help others. That is what we are supposed to do. Remember, when you create that vacuum within your heart, God easily fills that vacuum up with an overflow, so you can begin to send it out to other people. Let us make the world a better place. The world is in such a hopeless space, especially our youths, such that they need us. We who have been blessed, a lot is also required of us to bless others. Let us do it. Let us begin to form all these beautiful groups and clubs. We contribute to one another. Like Brother Collins is here, Divina is here, Briddy is here, Aunty Lynn is here, Jean, Barilla, everyone is here supporting. Michael is here. This is the kind of world that we need to live in, because we are part of the same whole. We were created as part of the same whole. Our colors is just unity in diversity. It's the beauty of the way God wanted us to exist. Aunty Lynn, I know that I have bothered her a lot. Yes, she is that big sister. She is that mother to us. And I'm not going to quit. I told her husband, I know I'm disturbing your wife, but I don't care. I'm going to do this, because otherwise, what am I going to do with these kids of the world? I am a mother. I am a mother of 10, 9 adopted, 1 biological. That is what we need to be doing. And getting into ONPASSIVE is what has given us that blessing to continue to do these things. So it's a lot of things that we can talk about that will give us that financial freedom. You have spare time. Spare time. Brother Collins just said, Warren Buffett said, if you cannot create a business where you will be earning, that money will just be going ka-ching, ka-ching into your wallet while you're sleeping, then you've not yet gotten what you want in life. I'm quoting in my own way. That is so true. That is so true. And ONPASSIVE is doing that for us. It's left for us. We're not just going to sleep. We're going to be attending these webinars. We're going to be supporting other people. We're going to be promoting other people. We're going to be talking to other people. If you come to me for help, if I don't know, I know where to go. I know that Brother Collins is there. I know that Aunty Lynn is there. I know that Divina is there. Thank you so much. Except I ever thought the globalization of ONPASSIVE in such a great extent. That is so much. Kamlesh, thank you so much for that beautiful comment. It is true. We need to even support Ashmafara in whatever he's doing. Let's all remember that he's a human. He needs rest. He needs nurturing. He needs that inspiration. And if we don't know what to do, our presence is so much important. Just be present when we are testing the O Connect. 1.4 million founders. Let us be there. Let us break the system, and we know it's not going to break anyway because ONPASSIVE is so powerful. The way it is being built, you guys don't know. You guys. You don't know. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry because what this thing has done for me, and it's going to do for my people, my village, my family, my brothers register. I registered accounts. I said, this one, it's for education of the village girls. This one is to do this for our parents, our grandparents, those people who came to support me to go to school. They donated plums of trees for me to cut and sell. They gave their fish ponds to me. They gave savon. They gave me palm oil to cook. What did they not give me? I was the kind picking pieces of paper like Collins. I love to read and write, research. I'm always reading. I'm writing. 4-time published author, not to be proud of. That is what I wanted, so I can educate people. And I'm always doing one. I write every day. Every day. If you come into my books, you guys are already on there. I'm sure some of you are on there more than 100 times now because that is what I want. Because without that education, we can learn this ONPASSIVE, we can do that. Without that education, to try to change that, our mindset, to know that you're not alone. You need to reach out either with your hand or your voice or with our wallet or whatever it takes, or just our presence. We cannot do it. Ash Mufara is only God. I have the mantle of my grandmother. It's far away from me. That is what I will bless children of the world, but I will still do it because I was chosen at 2 years old to take this blessing to the world, and God ordained it at 12 years old to take it to the world. It is that serious because it is something that is so, so important in my culture to bless children of the world, and we all are children of the world. Mr. Collins, oh my God, I can just go. So we have a lot of things to gain. Becoming an expert, just being there at home with this ONPASSIVE, playing with it, doing what you need to do. You just gave yourself, you can go on vacation, you can do whatever you want. You can be invited to United Kingdom, and I would just go there without even scratching my head that, oh no, I'm not going. Or Aunty Lynn can say, come on here. Briddy say, come to South Africa. Divina says here. Jean Olivia, I'm the one that will go. And I'm ready to speak because I am a speaker. I am a writer. I read. I educate. I might not have that patience to educate like Aunty Lynn has that patience, has been doing a lot of things with me. Sometimes I just feel so guilty because she has such patience that I don't have. But I can read and write. I'm going to be creating a book club, a speakers club. These things are all meant to educate our people, our children in particular, the young girls trying to change their mindset. So I am going to leave the floor to our special guest or any other person who has a word or two. Otherwise, I would just say something before you take the floor because I want you to close the floor, our brother. You guys stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. So I'll give you the floor to close it because that is such a blessing. Thank you so much.
Just a minute, please, before I give to Mr. Collins. Thank you so much. I am really blessed to have you here. It's a wonderful opportunity, and a lot of things have been simplified for me. I'm one of those people who joined without knowing exactly what I was joining into. So my sister Karine said, "You have to do this. You have to do this." So when I joined the ONPASSIVE movement, I came to realize that it was a a game changer. It was like a dream come true. Then later on, people started requesting their money because they were impatient. I told my sister, I die here. I am not leaving. I'm not requesting for any money. Then her husband said, wow, this is real determination. And honestly, Mr. Collins, you've made things much more simpler and much more enjoyable for me. I am really, really happy that you came through. Thank you so much, Mr. Collins. Over to you.
Thank you, my sister, Briddy. So it's really a pleasure being with all of you on the same platform and to talk about ONPASSIVE. You know, ONPASSIVE is an endless journey. You know, even when O Connect will go out, right? That will be the beginning. It will never stop. You know, ONPASSIVE will build and build and build until we die. But, you know, two things I want all of us to take from this, from ONPASSIVE and what I've learned. You know, patient is the key. If you are not patient, you always want it now, you miss it, you'll miss the trick. Learning to come in and learn. So without questioning. Yes, it's good to question, but when you learn, you can question. Because you can say, okay, why is this color here? Why is this here? What is this for? When you are in the ecosystem or the back office, you questioning things like that, people can help you. But when you stay out and you said, oh, I heard this, oh, it's taking too long, they say something and they change it, you are not a true founder. You are not a true founder, because Mr. Ashmofara, sometimes founders will call and ask you, I say, where did you hear that? And they said, no, someone says so. I say, you know what? If it's not in the back office, and we did in the corporate meeting, you didn't hear from our CEO, forget it. Doesn't exist, doesn't matter. Mr. Ashmofara have never promised anyone anything. It's a privilege. And then one of the things we need to do is let us replace, you know, our impatience to gratitude. Let us always be, you know, always thank, you know, God, thank, you know, not like Mr. Ashmofara don't need all these praises. Thank ONPASSIVE. Thank God for bringing such a wonderful person to build something like this. Let us replace our complaints and everything. Oh, it's not like this. Let us always be grateful. Because if you are not grateful now, even when the money will come, you will not be grateful. And then thirdly, if you've not learned anything in ONPASSIVE, I said you are not a true founder. It means you don't even know the difference between a good business and a bad business. Thank God that ONPASSIVE, you know, start from where it is, where it started, and we moved through to this stage we are today. Because nobody who is a true founder who follow the journey who said, I've never learned anything. ONPASSIVE have taught me to understand good business and bad business. When someone come to me and said, oh, there is this thing, you can get money, there are questions I will ask. But imagine I wasn't in ONPASSIVE. I would just dive in, just say, okay, how much can I get? How much can I get? They are robbing Peters to PayPal, and soon they shut the website, disappear. But with ONPASSIVE, I have learned, and I know the right questions to ask when you present a business in front of me. I will ask you 5 questions, and if you cannot answer it, I said, you know what, forget it. We are here, they see approach us with businesses, but when they talk, the moment you ask a tricky question, sometimes I'll ask, how long have you been in business? 17 years. Why are you still looking for founders? That's the question you ask, because if they are still looking for founders after being 17 years, 15 years, that is a bad business, multi-level. Means they are dragging people in, taking your money, paying someone, and then ask you to go and work for the next person. You bring in somebody to work for you. That is a total bad business. I will not even encourage anybody to go. How long have you been? The next you ask about the product. Is it viable? Phones is always viable. If you without your phone, you cannot do anything. You know, there are things that we need to ask. ONPASSIVE have taught all of these things, questions. Do I need to do anything? No. If I have to do something, no, I'm not doing that. If somebody even said, I'll take your money, don't worry, you'll get this. I said, no, I don't even want it, because I don't even know what you are even selling to get the money to pay me. I don't even know. You know, so most of those things, ONPASSIVE taught us patient, understanding what Mr. Ashmofara is really good to open the business for us to even see. How many IT companies have you even been there, or business you've been there, and they show you the employees, those who are even working behind the scenes? Never. Mr. Ashmofara will bring people from Hyderabad to talk to us, demo things. We are seeing everything. Mr. Ashmofara treat us as family. You know, Mr. Ashmofara treat us, it's like he should just give everything to us, show us everything. You know, no business you even see, you even meet. Even I believe if they go, they think, look at Amazon, I don't think even the founders have ever met Jeff Bezos for 1 second. Never. I don't think so. That's what I'm thinking. But Mr. Ashmofara is there with us every day. Even sometimes he'll come as a motivational speaker. Sometimes even, you know, treat us as family. Sometimes our own problem, personal problems, Mr. Ashmofara carry it, helping those in need out of the business realm. Because Mr. Ashmofara, I'm not a businessman. It's just there helping, blessing people. Someone who lost family member, Mr. Ashmofara comes, oh, I heard it. Oh, may God bless you. All those type of things, taking us as family. That's what I've learned. The unity in ONPASSIVE. You know, ONPASSIVE have just turned the globe, like, you know, the globe, like we are just in a circle, like we don't see the difference of color or this. And I remember Ms. Ashfara said, there is no politics in ONPASSIVE. There is no race. There is no religion. We have only one family, the ONPASSIVE family. That is it. Mr. Ashmufara told us, I will never ever forget that. And he said again, I want to leave this world in a better way than I came into it. How many of us will emulate that? To leave this world. I turned it and I put it in my own spin. I said, no, when we came into this world, like Maddie said, we came separately, we'll go separately. But remember, all of us will leave footprint. All of us will leave footprint. What type of food? The question is, what type of footprint do you want to leave? Do you want to leave a bad footprint or do you want to leave a good footprint? That's the question we need to take home. So because we have learned all of this thing in ONPASSIVE, and I thank God because even $97 cannot cover what I've learned in ONPASSIVE. Only the knowledge I've gained in ONPASSIVE is massive. There are things that I never ever knew in ONPASSIVE. But out of ONPASSIVE now, I can even use that knowledge even in my own job. Like, oh, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this through ONPASSIVE. So ONPASSIVE is a school, and we have learned. I, for one, have learned a lot, and I'm so grateful because $97 cannot compensate what I've learned and the good people I've met in ONPASSIVE. The family, I think ONPASSIVE is the best family I've come across, honestly. So I'll leave it there, Yvonne. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And please to the audience, all of us, there is the heroes at what time? 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please, let's go over to the heroes. And
about an hour from
about an hour. And then tonight is Rob Lynn at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I'm not
8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Heroes is at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So in about an hour, and the link is posted in the back office.
Okay. And let's follow along even on Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday. We always have something. You have Marty, you have Red, you have Chris, and you have the others that I might not be able to mention here. So let's do this. We are a family. Let's continue to do this because nobody can do it on their own. Together, we can reach the mountaintop. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brother Collins. And we're going to create a schedule for you here. So we're going to be behind you. We're not going to leave you alone because you are a bomb, the real bomb. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys. We love you all.